Hey there, I'm Reima Ollila. Welcome back to my roundup of the 8 wastes of lean. If you've been following along, you know I've covered a whole bunch of lean wastes already. Today we're tackling one that hits close to home for many of us, unnecessary motion. Motion waste isn't solely about efficiency, it's about well-being at work, better ergonomics, and all in all fostering an environment where your team can flourish. I've actually got some really good experiences of addressing excessive motion with my team. So stay tuned to learn how tackling this issue can really improve your operations a lot. Before we dive in, let's connect some dots with our previous discussions. You see, many wastes tend to cause other forms of waste. Let's pick just a few examples real quick. Remember overproduction, the mother of all wastes. It's not just about making too much for no good reason. It's also about filling up valuable space. When we overproduce, we force our team members to search for new storage areas, increasing walking and searching time. That's motion waste right there. Now think about transportation next. All movement related to transportation is essentially waste because transportation doesn't add any value to the product. It's just moving things around, often out of practical necessity, but many times completely unnecessarily. And let's not forget about defects. When defects occur, our team members need to fetch replacement materials, increasing movement throughout the facility. Besides, every motion associated with rework is pure waste, including the actual process of fixing the faulty product. So, as you noticed, many other wastes contribute to our topic today, creating situations where team members move more than necessary. This whole waste thing is a web of inefficiency, and excessive motion is often at the heart of it. So, what exactly is motion waste? It's any movement that doesn't add value to your product or service. It's the reaching, bending, walking, turning, lifting, and scrolling that your team does without directly contributing to getting the job done. It isn't just about factory floors or production lines. Motion waste is right here in our offices, in our daily routines, and even in how we interact with our teams. We just have to learn to see it. Motion waste in the office looks different from that on the shop floor. It could manifest as excessive clicking through software menus, unnecessary meetings, or even inefficient interaction with team members. Let me give you a personal example. Early in my leadership journey, I realized I was spending a lot of time walking back and forth between my office and my team's work area. It wasn't at all smart. So I made a change. I moved my desk right into the heart of my team's workspace. The result? More impromptu conversations, quicker problem solving, and a much better understanding of my team's day-to-day challenges. As the saying goes, and I keep repeating this over and over, improvement starts with I. As leaders, we need to earn our leadership by setting examples for our teams. We can't just talk the talk, we must walk the walk. Okay, now that you've put your desk in the middle of your Gemba, what other solutions might there be for you and your team to eliminate unnecessary motion? One fundamental is workplace layout. The factory or office should be meaningfully designed for flow and short distances to minimize unnecessary motion. A well-designed layout isn't just about efficiency. It's about creating an environment where your team can thrive. It reduces fatigue, improves communication, and can even boost morale. After all, who doesn't appreciate a workplace that makes their job easier? Getting improvement actions going is where your leadership really comes into play. Challenge your team to think critically about their space. Are workstations arranged logically? Is equipment placed where it's most frequently used? Are high traffic areas clear and easily accessible? But here's the catch, and it ties back to our earlier discussions on lean wastes. You can't have short distances and flow if you're drowning in excess inventory caused by overproduction. So to create these efficient spaces, you should first tackle overproduction. Only when you eliminate excess materials cluttering your floors, you open up possibilities for smarter layouts. To engage your team to make daily improvements and achieve an increasingly better workspace, probably the most effective method is the so-called 3S system, which is a simplified version of Toyota's more famous 5S methodology. The 3 S's simply stand for sweep, sort, and standardize. Me and my team have had really impressive results already, even though we've been following this guideline for just a couple of months now. It all comes down to the team's engagement and consistent daily efforts. 3S can yield great results in a short time for you as well, because simple just tends to work better. A major shout out, by the way, to Paul Akers for making 3S famous and giving a ton of valuable advice on how to build a lasting culture of continuous improvement around it. Motion waste happens to be one of the most tangible forms of waste from the team member's perspective. Therefore, motion waste is quite a rewarding focus area around which you, as a leader, can build daily improvement activities. Who among your team members wouldn't be motivated to reduce workload, improve ergonomics, and minimize unnecessary steps? Above all, employees feel a sense of ownership in developing their immediate work environment. It directly affects their work satisfaction, and they can easily take responsibility for eliminating motion waste. They don't need much help from managers, so it's a perfect target for daily continuous improvement that everyone can do. As much as your team is able to do 3Sing on their own, make sure to personally participate. Show that you're genuinely interested. Ask questions and let your enthusiasm shine through. Praise your team members for their good work. Again, creating a lean culture starts with you. When your team sees you being there and leading by example, it sends a powerful message. They'll be inspired to take initiative and drive their own improvements. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that this is part of a larger series on lean wastes. If you haven't checked out the other videos, I highly encourage you to do so. My next video will focus on waiting. Interestingly, waiting often stems from causes similar to those of wasted motion. For example, a lack of proper organization can lead to people searching for items, which increases both waiting time and unnecessary motion. So stay tuned for more insights on this topic. I also want to mention that I'll be revisiting some of the topics we covered today in more detail, like the 3S approach me and my team have had great success with. If you found this helpful, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. You won't want to miss these upcoming videos. And hey, I'd love to hear about how you're addressing motion waste or other lean wastes in your leadership. Drop a comment below and let's get a conversation going. Keep it lean, keep improving, and see you next time. Bye bye.